everyone. Arturio Emerys here with another episode of Galactic Science. Hope everyone's having a nice day. I'm just getting up. My throat's a little hoarse. I hope you forgive that. And I haven't recorded in several days. I've been doing a lot of playing, so I have an awful lot to show you. So out here I've completely reworked the upper level. I now have a full blast shield over the whole entire area. It's all properly lit up. I've done a lot of cosmetic things, and I've expanded the tree farm to its final form. I won't be expanding it anymore. As you can see, I've already had to move one of the barrels because it's completely full. As I was gathering resources this week, I had enough resources that I was finally able to update it to a diamond chopper and produce enough upgrades to expand it out to, I think it's 11 by 11 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 11 by 11. And honestly, this may be a bit of overkill. But it's done now. It works. So I'm pretty pleased with it. The only thing that may happen later is I may add a crafter to automatically craft the axes to feed the barrel that goes into the system. I may do that at some point. Not sure when, but we'll go down here. I even made this a little bit nicer here. This is the output channel to feed the barrels for the products. It has its own power system down here. I'm a little cramped because this is right on top of the roof of the industrial complex below. So there's very, very little room to work with. Normally I would have a little bit more space here. So I had to do some strange things to make this work. Oh, there's one thing I forgot to do. See how you can see through this chest below? This is a visual glitch that only Macs seem to have, where it's a resource pack problem, and every time I play, what I have to do is I have to go to options, go to resource packs, and just say done. This takes a second, and that fixes that visual glitch. So every time I launch the game for the first time, I have to do that. It's no big deal. But it's just something that for some reason it's a little different on a Mac than on the other ones, or on the PC version of the game. So there's the crafter up there, and here's where it's being fed axes. This is power, and that's where it's drawing out the things that are produced. So I'm pretty pleased with this. I kind of thought I wouldn't get to this point until a little later, so I'm glad that this has worked out. I did start a little carrot farm here. This was because there was a quest that I needed carrots. I only needed like 10 of them. So I just started a little farm. This may or may not stay because I have all the apples I need. I don't necessarily really need that. And this is the tree string farm. Oop, there went that bone crook. I don't know if a bone crook is actually better than than using shears. With shears, I don't think you get as much string, but you do get infested leaf blocks back. So when you're done, it's easier to kind of refill what you've taken away. But at the moment, I'm trying to make elevators because I'm tired of the ladders and the stairs to get down to the industrial plant, and that takes quite a bit of string. So give me just a second here, and then I got to find a good place to put it where it won't interfere with anything or get in the way of anything. Let's see if that's enough. For now, I'd like 3 of them. Amazingly, that's only enough for my second one, so I need a little bit more. Do I? Yeah, I do have some oak leaves. So when I use the bone crook, what I do is, since I have space to spare up here, I just go plant a couple of oak trees and hit them with bone meal, and then use shears to gather the leaves, and then chop the trunks down. I tried to make this 4 high, but what I discovered is, since I don't have logs everywhere, where there's a log directly beneath, it'll stay 4, but where there's dirt underneath, apparently that's too far away from a log, and those leaf box despawn. So, but for most things, this is perfectly adequate. It's produces string. When I was making my thermal suit for some of the quest lines, I actually had to do this like 3 or 4 times to get enough string to turn into wool to make all of the pieces. So you could make this larger, but once you have the thermal padding, and once eventually I'll get to the point where I won't use the aluminum wire anymore, and at that point you don't have a huge continuing need for string and wool. And I don't want something that's so big it's just going to take over the upland area forever. So this works. Okay. And you just refill it. You can see they're already converting. But using the bone crooks, I actually am getting silkworms, so kind of doesn't matter. But this is a slightly more convenient way to get them, rather than growing trees and then having to chop the trunks down when you're done. But yeah, I'll refill this later. So I did start to tear down the base that you start in, which I believe this is the observatory. The one that has sand is the default scenario. Eventually, I'm going to tear the rest of this down. I need to move the oxygen production system, and I'm starting to run out of power for this star, so I'm going to need to do something about that. What I may do, what I'm thinking of doing, is to mimic the leaf block system here. I may have the oxygen production over here, and it'll be into the ground rather than above ground. And so there'll just be an area here with like 3 layers of leaf blocks with the oxygen production equipment embedded in it. And then somehow I have to figure out how to route power, probably from this thing over to it. And the problem is I have a very limited number of the energy conduits, and I'm not to the point of being able to make them yet. I haven't been to Mars. I don't have an alloy smelter. I can do the quest to turn them in, but man, that's an awful lot of both ender pearls and iron, and you only get 8. So I don't know that I want to go that route. So we'll see what happens down the road. But definitely at some point in the very, very near future, this needs to move. There, let me eat something quick. I've been kind of... I got a few more basic quest rewards. Where did those go? There they are. And got food for it. And I'll be completely honest, this particular game that I've been playing here, or this iteration, I have done absolutely horrible on quest rewards. This is the worst results I've gotten out of any of my playthroughs. It's really, really terrible. I did go explore a couple of lunar dungeons, and I was lucky enough to get a few of the ender lily seeds, so those will come in handy. Okay. And let me go put this stuff away real quick so I don't need to be carrying this around with me. Okay, the bone crook's nearly dead, but I'll put that in there. The string I'll make enough for the other elevator real quick. Just barely. Well, that's unfortunate. Eventually I will need more sieves, but yeah, I did not mean to do that. Yeah, well, I guess the elevators will have to wait. I've got two. I can make it work with two. So let's see. If I put an elevator right here, let me see. Actually, this might not work. Interesting. Where am I? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. What I've done is I had kind of intended like a double-walled structure, because a lot of the stuff that I'm going to build, the automated systems, are going to be mounted on the wall. What I've intended is to have the actual outer wall, and then the inner wall where things like the barrels will be, and then like the, if I have any crafters or decomposers or synthesizers, they'll be here, and then the wiring will be back here. So that's why. Where did that hole go? Yeah, that's not gonna work. So let me okay, I'll use that as a reference. That's inside the wall, and the center line is here. This is where it may be a problem. So I need to make sure that there's not a light over me, because I don't want to move one of those. Alright, I think this will work here. Okay. There's another elevator. I thought I put my second elevator here. Oh, that I put moon dirt there. Interesting. Alright. That's strange. Okay, I know what the problem is the this little room is not aligned with the, actually, well, this room is aligned with the center of the main base, but the what's left of the observatory upstairs is not aligned with the center base. And so what I've done, yeah, okay. So I need to come over 3 and sorry, this new mouse is still out, and that's okay. So that's directly underneath the light. So this, I need to come over 3 and then back 2. All right, I can do that. Okay, I think this is what I'm looking for. We'll find out in a second. Yes, all right. Okay, I know this is a little tedious, but this will be worth it. Okay, so now I put an elevator there. There we go. It's a shift bar to go down and then space bar to go up. And let me refill these holes. All right. And I can't quite. Yeah. Okay. And then this one, we'll fill this in. And then we'll get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, so I'll do this off camera, but the next time, probably not the next episode after this, because I'm going to record these back to back, but 2 episodes from now, after I have playtime, this will all be on the next time I record. Alright, let's just go down. My production system's out of gravel. Let me make some real quick. That's another one of the projects that I have down the road, is to complete the automation so that these have gravel all the time. And while I'm doing that, excuse me, I have enough resources here that I can, yeah, it should be enough. I can do one other thing that'll make my life a little bit easier. Please tell me I have some wood down here. I've got some logs, that'll work. Okay, I need to make a few pistons. So I need some redstone. This is the one disadvantage of this sorting system, is that you have to run over here for everything. When it's all done, it'll be nice. I'll probably put a crafting station over there, and eventually these chests will get turned into something nicer, and I'll put them over there more convenient to a crafting area. Actually, I may need more wood than that. I had forgot I'm gonna have to make pistons too. Okay, so let me just make some pistons here. I need more wood than that. make 16 of each. That's more than I need right now, but pistons are a thing that I'm going to use so many of those that eventually I'm going to set up an automated system for producing them. That's how useful they are. Void upgrades. And I may need a little bit more iron. Structural upgrades, I will need 8 more iron. Okay. So we'll start with this one here. The silicon dioxide doesn't really need it because I'll empty it out as I use it up until I get it fully automated. So shift right click to apply an update or an upgrade, and then with the void upgrade what will happen is when this one hits 256 stacks, anything that goes over that will just be deleted. That's what's happening with these the hydrogen and oxygen, and so I'll no longer have to carry them over here to the trash. It'll just, you know, take care of itself automatically. Which is one of the mantras of Arturio Emerys. I like things to take care of themselves automatically. It makes your life better. Now, I don't think this ran out. Yeah, it's still got gravel in the buffer, so it hasn't completely ran out, but I just need to make more. So this is I guess we'll call it a semi-manual production system for the moment until I improve it. But it's not bad because in like 5 minutes I can make enough that'll last, you know, I don't know, an hour or two. So it's not like I'm constantly having to come over here and feed it, which is really kind of the goal you want to shoot for. The nice thing about this chest is I can put the redstone in there and it will go down the channel. I actually can take this chest out and it will automatically go back to its barrel. Very, very nice. Okay, before I talk about anything else, I think I want to call this episode here. I'm trying to keep them from being too long. So I thank you for your time. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you in the next one. Arturio Emerys, out.